Russia's long-range guns went quiet in under 38 minutes. Not by luck, by design. You're about to see how Ukraine cracked a hardened satellite uplink at Kuga using cheap decoys, Vila M rockets, drones, and EW trucks in a synchronized kill chain. What failed first, the radar picture, the comms dome, or the operators? Stay with me as we map each phase, jam, deceive, strike, exploit, and show why integrated air defenses can be blinded by cost-effective tactics. By the end, you'll read deep strike operations with new eyes. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. If you had 5 minutes to blind a multi-layered defense grid, which do you hit first, the eyes, the ears, or the brain? Kuga ran the brain stem. A satellite uplink tied to a data node that stitched long-range fires across a wide front. The link moved target cues, timing pulses, and firing orders from deep in the rear to guns at the edge. Cut that thread and batteries hunt blind. But this net watches everything. Multiple radar bands. Multiple lanes. If you poke one hole, the operators just shift weight and refocus. You don't rush the wall, you gum the workflow. You force lag. Ukraine opened with altitude. High flyers came in from a quiet corridor and stayed at standoff, not to provoke, but to map. They traced where the search beams swept and where they didn't, looked for the gaps between lobes, and marked the shelter shapes that meant uplink and coordination gear. Each pass added a layer. The picture got sharper even as the enemy scopes grew busy. Meanwhile, EW trucks rolled into position and went to work on L-band and X-band. They didn't need to fry the sky, they only had to raise the floor. A little noise in the right slice means radar loses crisp edges and links drop timestamps. You feel it as a stutter. Calls take longer. Tracks wobble. Operators lose trust in their own screens. Then came the clutter you can't ignore. Cheap decoys lifted and started to talk just enough to be seen. Not fast. Not stealthy. But loud in the right ways. They made ghost tracks, shapes that look like threats and refuse to resolve. It's chaff for the mind. Each ghost steals a sensor, a glance, a missile you can't reload fast. On the deck, micro-UAVs did the dull work that wins fights. They sketched the outer edges of sensor reach and noted where alarms did not trip. That told the strike team where the blind seams lived. Overhead, the high-altitude drones kept altitude and patience, feeding bearings and timing while the EW crews leaned into the jamming plan and dirted GPS timing just enough to smear plots and clutter scopes. Here's the key insight. An integrated air defense is not a wall. It's a workflow. Cue, track, assign, intercept. When you flood the queue with nonsense, the machine starts to grind. Real threats slip below priority. Assignments go late. The cycle loses tempo. As the radar picture turned soft, you could feel doctrine strain. Crews split attention between real and fake. Search beams clicked off and on. Handovers missed beats. Batteries saved shots for big tracks that never closed, then wasted shots when they did. The uplink still pulsed, but the net chatter thinned. That's what success sounds like, less talking, more guessing. For the next minutes, the decoys kept pulling eyes outward while EW kept the bands fuzzy. Operators tried to clean the picture by dropping from auto to manual. That slowed them more. A few launchers lit their guidance in short bursts and gave their own positions away. The queue jammed. The brain grew deaf to its own messages. The first payoff wasn't a blast. It was a blank space where status should be. The net went quiet in slices. The radar paint lost contrast. Target tracks that mattered entered the scope looking like background noise. That quiet was the gap. With the loop overloaded and the picture mudded, the strike package moved. Now the clock ruled. Every second of lag meant a cleaner path, a tighter ripple, and fewer eyes on the true aim point. Timing, not armor, would carry the next phase, and the window had opened just wide enough to matter. What beats an interceptor, speed, stealth, or timing? The window was narrow. 6 weapons, 1 sequence. At its core, Vela M guided rockets with a triple redundant NAV stack, GPS, GLONASS, and inertial, so if jamming bent the sky, the inertials held the line. They went out in a stagger, seconds apart, to ride the lag created by the earlier jamming, each launch stepping on the beat of a slowed defense loop. But then the risk cut both ways. Counter-battery radars look for the flash and backtrack the arc interceptor's weight in layered belts. Miss once, and the return fire lands before your crew can clear the tree line. The second you light the third tube, the hunt begins. Ukraine's answer was a sequence that pulled eyes wide. Loitering munitions orbited and teased locks. Recon drones nudged search sectors outward. Air platforms with anti-radiation effects pressed search beams into silence or forced them to blink. The rockets slipped through that dim, flying inside a clock they didn't control, only exploited. Timing beats armor. Not because steel fails, but because crews must cycle, detect, decide, assign, engage. A staggered ripple forces that cycle to reset mid-swing. Each new track arrives just as the prior intercept drains attention and missiles. As crews chased decoys that looked like honest threats, the real track slid into the soft spots. 2 missiles cut toward the uplink dome, the nerve knot. Others aimed for the coordination shelter, the place that translated sensor noise into fire orders. You don't need to level the base when you can pull the pin on the brain. On the ground, pressure rose. Small tracked robots rolled from cover carrying cameras, IR jammers, and grenade pods. They weren't there to duel. They were there to blind relay panels, kick dust into trench lines, and break the wiring that keeps local control steady. When an operator can't keep a laser or a sight line steady, the net starts to miscue. Meanwhile, the air corridor didn't clear for hours. It cleared for minutes. That was enough. Drones dove into the gap while robotics chewed at the edges. The strike stack tightened, eyes, suppressors, shooters, each one making the next cleaner. You felt the corridor widen not as empty air, but as fewer warnings and slower handoffs. The ripple held. One interceptor took a Vela M head-on. Another clipped a tail and spun a body into the scrub. But 4 stayed on script. Final evasive moves fired. Guidance stayed steady in the dirty sky. 2 punched the dome and crushed the data shelter. The uplink coughed, then went dark. The loop stuttered. Long-range guns lost their feed and went quiet. Not forever. Long enough. This is why the target mattered. Kuga linked distant guns to fresh coordinates and timing pulses. Break that, and the batteries at the edge lose the orders that make range lethal. This is how the map helped. By tracing radar lobes and the limits of alarms, the strike threaded seams instead of tripping hard locks. This is how the jamming paid. Bands turned noisy, GPS timing smeared, scopes lost contrast. And this is how decoys earned their place. They filled the queue so the real threats moved underserved. The hit was loud, but the lesson runs deeper. With the node gutted, what you saw wasn't luck, it was a method. Learn the rhythm of the defense cycle, and you can read the next deep strike before the blast shows up on your feed. The new high ground is timing. When cheap tools stack in sync, jammers, decoys, drones, rockets, they blind rich defenses and cut command from trigger. That's how a hardened node falls without a siege. You break the clock, then the guns. If you want step-by-step breakdowns of real kill chains and the tactics behind them, hit the subscribe button. Comment your choice below: jam, deceive, or strike. Which phase would you lead, and why? The next deep strike you see won't look random. You'll see the rhythm, the Q jam, the missed handoff, the late intercept. And you'll know exactly who holds tempo.